Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with episode 57, the only part that'll be on YouTube this week. The Patreon hour exclusive took up 90% of the content that was left. We did 30 minutes in the live stream, jumped right into episode 57. We met Yeza in the Patreon hour exclusive. We are still speaking with Yeza. I rewound it about a minute. We didn't really say much. We've been talking maybe 5 minutes to Yeza. Most of the episode focused on us talking about what happened with Caleb, the whole decision making, whether or not we were all cool with it. It seems that the only two that have anything to say is Bo and Travis. I don't know why, even if they're right, it matters at this point, because of the fact that it was the right choice and nobody else was saying anything. And somebody in the Patreon hour, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Sam, somebody said, all right, then what should we have done? It might have even been Travis. I don't remember, but people were discussing it. It was a topic of debate, and nobody really had an answer as to why or how we could have done it better. So I think we should just drop the whole thing because it ended up being what we should have done. We are now speaking to Yeza. Everything came together. We even were cracking jokes like, yo, should we have asked for more shit? We probably could have got rubies and diamonds and gold. But then I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? They're kind of right. The favor that we're getting should have been in return for being the heroes of the dynasty and giving the dodecahedron. That had nothing to do with the initial deal we made where we were getting 10,000 gold or 2,000 in a favor. We ended up not ever getting that favor. So I would have been like, you know, if you don't want to give it to us, no big deal. But don't you think we deserve the 10,000 gold and the favor, since we just gave you the dodecahedron and we are now the heroes of the dynasty? But we don't even want to go down that road at this point. It's not going to happen. If anything, we're lucky if they give us Yeza. Yeza is about to tell us what is happening with why he is here. He said the last thing we saw before the Patreon hour was over, I think it was Daragna. He said she hired him. We were also introduced to Caleb, meaning Yeza. We said, Caleb, come in here. They made it very clear. I don't know if I rewound it far enough. We might even see what I'm about to say. But they immediately made it clear that Caleb was not a romantic interest of Knott's. And Yeza was like, yeah, I didn't think that. I honestly didn't think he'd think that, but part of me thought that. I was like, if this was a normal circumstance, the guy might think like, who the hell is this dude that you're like, oh, I've been on this journey with this man. I figured he seems like the type of dude that loves and trusts his wife, and he's just happy to see her. He doesn't even care that she's a goblin. He doesn't quite know 100%. Oh, wait. I think, no, we've completely revealed ourselves at this point to him because he said the teeth was the hardest thing to get past. So we have fully revealed ourselves to Yeza. And it's like immediately after that, we had just heard what he thought. And he honestly didn't even really look too crazed by it. Even if he still loved her, some people might still be like a little jarred by it, like a little frazzled, like, holy crap, my wife's got sharp pointy teeth. It looks like a goblin, but he seemed pretty chill about it. It could be the fact that he's been in prison and starving to death, but let's find out why he's here, what he's doing, and we'll talk more at the end. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes of all the shows on the channel? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see the Hour Patreon exclusive for every episode of Campaign 2, Vox Machina Season 1 and 2 up in full unedited, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Legend of Korra, hundreds of other shows and movies all in full unedited. Check the link below for Patreon. If not, Campaign 2, Episode 57, In Love and War.
One of us needs to get to him.
They're talking about their son,
I don't know if it
Luke.
can be you. I don't know what they have planned for you.
Now here's where we're learning about the lady.
The lady?
Yeah, what lady?
Daragna. The one that hired me.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Who's that?
I think I said
Who's
that right.
Caleb!
Yes.
Who's Daragna?
Part of the Cerberus Assembly.
Oh, and we are getting the Caleb introduction.
is
I couldn't
Caleb,
remember
by the
how
way.
far back
He's the
because I
reason I'm
saw this
alive.
part and then we stopped. But I
Hi,
figured
thank you.
we'd add some
He's the
time since we had
Second
very little.
smartest man in the world. Really,
Second
really great
smartest man
guy. He's
in the
helped
world.
me, saved my life so many times.
I've heard so much about you. I hear you really know your way around a laboratory.
Occasionally.
He seems
Gets
like
me
a
into
solid
trouble, it
dude. I said
seems.
this in the Patreon hour. Yeza seems very chill, very sweet, good dude all around.
We're just friends. He and I are just friends, though.
They're not
We're just
romantic in
friends.
any way.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
no.
They're not romantic in any
She
way.
thinks she's like her son.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
It's
she
almost like
doesn't know
when
what
you
she's
say
talking
things
about.
like that, it
He's
puts
a
the
friend of
idea
mine.
in the head of the person. If they weren't already thinking it, saying
One
it
of many.
is
Come
not
in,
going to help.
Come in.
And if they are thinking it, you might as well just not even bring it up.
Oh, this is a motley crew you got here. Oh, she's big. And looks at Yasha as she kind of looms from behind. Hello.
Yasha is quite large.
Hey.
Motley crew of... Look at Caduceus, too. Caduceus, I would think, would be
What's
the
that
most
going on your shield?
odd looking
yeah,
in the
yeah,
group.
that's,
Because even though Yasha's massive, she's
interesting,
still,
actually,
like,
here.
not as different looking
semi-phosphate,
besides her
yeah, I
height and
can-
size. Whereas
I'm curious
Caduceus
to
is
work
like a
opposites this way, have a
whole
chance.
nother
Sure.
type of thing.
That's a lot of work. You can
And
keep
he's
that.
big.
That's okay.
He's big and
Well,
just
no,
the
that's
most
fair. You
different
can do that.
looking of the group, I'd say. I feel like we just come across tieflings more often and
can't
orcs
stay
more
here.
often.
If we go back,
the
I
rest
have to
of
be
us are
careful.
human.
The-
Goblins we see all the time.
That
Not
lady,
as
she's-
loved,
she's
but we
in with
know of
some
them.
really powerful people, and I mean, we began to run these experiments.
All right, we're going to learn what...
Hired you?
Yeah, they reached out. A recommendation. I would have thought.
Oh, well, you know, I was always saying that you should promote yourself more, you know, get
I
out
know.
there.
I'm really bad at that.
I know, but you should always you lead with confidence.
we're
because
hired
people
by
really respond to
Dragna.
that.
Well, you know, I'm really good at that.
We're doing
Maybe
experiments.
you can
How
tell
did it
us
lead
all
to
about
this?
that later over dinner or something.
Okay.
After we leave, we'll get you fed.
As it kind of steps into the bars and goes, or we can discuss it now, as the means of your release.
Oh. What's up? Here we go.
Sure.
Let's discuss Asic.
What do we need to cover here, sir?
The Shadow Hand looks towards him. and
I
says,
want to know what his crime is. Why
Miss
is he even in
Derogna.
prison?
What did they hire you for? What did you do? And what do you know of what you've created? I mean, I don't have like a special talent or anything. She hired me. She bought this strange box thing, and
Dodecahedron type thing.
she began
We're
to
assuming.
do experiments. She brought some people in to do different types of magic, arcane, divine. I don't know the variations there, but they would be able to pull this like weird, ethereal film out of it. This kind of like gray mist, and then it was my job to try and find a compound that it would adhere to, so it could be brought into an actual usable physical form. And they paid well. They said it was for the good of the Empire, and the Empire's always been kind to us. And
Excuse me.
What's happening with Travis
I'm just
or
gonna-
Ford?
Very limited way,
I'ma
just
step
like
outside
making
for
sure the
one-
roads were okay.
Just 1 second.
No direct contact.
well,
I'll step
anyway,
outside of the cell.
for months she worked in the basement. She, you know, I came working on trying to get this to work, and it was really frustrating. And they were frustrated with me, and they were threatening to cancel the contract. But then I found it. I found a compound that would actually bond this material to it.
What
and
is the
distill it.
compound?
And
Is
we
it
made
something we know about?
one successful vial of it. It was a breakthrough. I was proud. She's usually very intense, but she was very nice that day. She was very positive. And so
Very nice, very
she said it was just
positive
good work.
after the
She
fact?
she
'Cause
appreciated
that would
it.
make sense.
She said that you know that they'd hold off on the experiments for a while. She took the box back with her, saying that they were going to hire me to make a lot more of these soon, and they were going to ramp up production. They would hopefully be able to provide enough gold where we could buy a new home for like me and Luke, and now you.
And now you. But then what happened?
We're thinking
I
maybe
love
like
everything. I love
Tastock
the
or Charleston
story.
Hall or
But I'm
something.
like, I need to know.
Not but 2 days later, the house was attacked, and kind of looks up at Asic. Thankfully, Luke was off at Edith's house, and they destroyed everything. They asked me questions, but Lady Derogna said not to tell anybody anything, that if anybody was told about
So
what we were doing,
Asic
that
took him in.
she would
We went through
take
the
Luke away,
tunnels.
and I can't let that happen. So she can't know about this. She looks over towards the shadow hand. She cannot know about this, please.
Where is this Daragna?
He dragged me through all these terrible places, chained to like a giant nightmare. This worm thing.
That would probably
And he brought me
freak you
here.
the frig out.
He just watched me from the shadows, asking me questions about experiments and starving me. But I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything because I knew you were coming, and I didn't want.
This isn't probably what he should be saying in front of Shadowhand, though, because he's basically saying, "I know things, I have information, but I don't want to say."
That's it.
Right? Am I wrong?
The shadow hand just stands there smiling and goes, "Very well. Seems that not all forms of interrogation are effective, but alternate means can be. The prisoner is free to go. He is your charge now."
Really?
Of course, we have what we need. Thank you.
Thank you.
They have what they need.
Yes, thank you.
Like, didn't he
Are we
say
free to
he
go?
didn't
Do I
tell them?
believe
No
him?
matter what they did, he didn't
didn't
tell
say
them. So they still know he's got information. I don't know. Maybe I
Natural
misunderstood, but regardless, natural 20 by Travis,
reaction?
and we got Yeza out.
I was
So Yeza could
wondering
go
if I saw
get
any
Luke
indication
and
of what
Edith
forms of
and
interrogation
go
they're
hide.
using. Walking through.
Starvation. Pretty good.
With your passive
Starvation.
perception and your lack of dark vision, you haven't seen really much anything. You've seen the outside of the cells and occasional shapes moving for a little light makes it through, but you haven't gained any information in a passing stance to ascertain what that is. Now for you, it's a natural 20, but what's your totality?
Insight is -2. So
-2 on insight. Oh my god,
Guys,
rolls a
D&D
natural 20.
Beyond.
Rolls a natural 20 and gets -18.
My shark act?
You dumb
Thank you.
bastard.
I worked really hard on it.
I mean, obviously, it's not his fault. It's all his fault.
You had managed to
So we're
drive
getting
the shark out of our
whispers
minds.
to Travis,
Why
and
would
then
you
there's
recall?
probably not much time left.
He looks back to the jailer. Close up the cell. We no longer have reason to use it. Come, I will bring you back to the surface.
This is all working out
And
amazingly.
you come along as well, my friend.
We
Looks
got
down and
2,000
smiles.
gold.
Yes, kind of. Okay. Asic turns.
What if it
and
was
begins to
all a
walk.
trick?
Do you follow?
And we're all like, this is amazing.
I'll take
And
Yeza
then
by
they
the hand.
line us all up and
Takes
start
reason to
cutting our
squeezes
heads
it.
off.
His grip isn't very strong. He's still pretty weak.
Never was.
Never was very strong. Like Ford. Like Ford, never strong.
It's like 5 noodles at the end of a stick.
Ford, you
long hop from Grog.
sack.
Guided back through the process, the same weird sensation overwhelms you, and it feels like you're. It almost feels like a form of intoxication where you feel sluggish, but everything around you is moving very quickly. And it's just a blur of lights and faces and guards and people and stairs and doorways, and suddenly,
That whole
you're
thing
outside
is
of the
amazing.
iron.
That sounds like a
barracks.
video game. I feel
Amongst
like I know
the-
what they're talking about, the sensation they're experiencing, like when you're going
Shine.
through semi-portal doorways,
Well, if
but
you're looking
not
for a
like
place to
to
stay,
faraway
I
places,
have a
kind of just like
recommendation. I can go ahead and lead you to the Galamafri,
the Galamafri.
the more rowdy district. Seems to be a little more your style.
Rowdy District.
There is the Dims Inn. We'll get you a room there.
Dim's in.
The Dims Inn.
This is
The
all so
Galamari or
great.
the Agalamari?
Galamare.
Galamafri.
Oh, Galamafri. Galamafri.
Galamafri
The
is
rowdy section, we're going to go to
the
Dim's
place
Inn,
or the
get a
district?
place,
The district.
have some drinks, celebrate it. We have Yeza back.
At some point too. If you
I know
have
they're
a
going to get
recommendation
some
for someone
weird
who's,
thing going on with not being like, we
extremely
want our own
skilled, someone who you
room.
would be impressed by.
I hope we don't get too into not
Don't do much in blacksmithing.
Yeza.
Not my speciality. And his hand kind of rises out of the curtains that is his cloak, and his hand passes. You watch as these kind of trails of somewhat translucent gray energy kind of drifts off his fingertips for a second and kind of float there before dissipating.
Seemed a man of taste. I just thought I'd ask.
Were there like 6 kobolds inside of his fucking robes?
Make a perception check.
There's 6 kobolds. That would be a natural 1 from a natural
17
20.
kobolds.
17 kobolds.
It's following you, Ford.
Looks like 17 kobolds.
We'll see what we can do. But for now, let's go get you.
Disturbed there at the inn for being outsiders or anything?
Not those medallions. I recommend not losing them.
I won't.
Good. Come.
I like this guy.
I don't know about this guy.
I think he's pretty cool.
I kind of like
As you follow him through the
I said the same
Shadowshire
thing.
back to
I
the
don't
stairs
know about this
ascending.
guy, but I think he's pretty
As
cool.
everyone's walking,
I agree
Caleb
with both of
sidles
their comments.
Up next to Nott.
He's very
Places a hand on
awesome
her shoulder
sounding
and
and
gives it
looking.
a squeeze,
Doesn't mean he's a great guy or
And then
is it
walks
up
off
to
and
no
falls in
good.
by Beauregard and keeps walking.
Okay. Ascending the wide spiral stairs back to the surface of Rosanna.
Up, we're getting the
or
break.
others. We're going to go take a break.
No.
It got Matt's voice where he did the I'm.
Wow.
I mean, I love you, Travis.
Hey Ford, I
love you,
hear you like
Travis, but-
kobolds.
3 months at sea, 2 weeks in Gordranus. My storyline completed.
I love you, Travis.
Just
but
a
we
clean
spent 2
arc.
weeks.
Just a clean arc.
clean
Yours
arc
is
to get my
just-
husband.
What?
Travis with 3 months in
help you if you
and
have a
still
thin
have no
storyline.
idea. Can't help it if you have a thin storyline. He's not
You
wrong.
guys haven't tried to bone yet. You don't know.
You
Me
guys
and
haven't
Travis?
tried
We've
to
tried a lot.
bone
Oh,
yet. That's gonna happen.
Alrighty.
Square peg in a round hole.
My God.
On that note,
We kept pushing them together, but nothing happened.
Can't force it.
wow.
Wow.
so we're going to go ahead and take a break here
Delicious.
for a number of minutes. In the meantime, we do have our giveaway.
Oh, there you go.
What do we got? More of
So our
those
friends at
tabletop dice trays.
Wormwood.
We keep
are
having
giving
them
away
at-
another
yeah,
one
see
of
those?
their Kickstarter sets of their fantastic. These are monkey
Tabletop
wood
tiles.
Tabletop tiles is the
Monkey
actual
wood
word.
tabletop tiles.
You can check out Wormwood's Kickstarter for these right now to pick up your
I
own
wonder
set.
if they still have them. I said
they're
in
awesome.
Talks
They
Machina.
magnetize together and they
Really
create
cool
all these
looking.
cool
I probably would
elements.
never
Like there's
use
a
them.
dice jail.
Except
There's
they
a spell
are
slot coordinator,
coasters
which you
on
use
the other
magnets to
side.
pull it out, which is
And then
awesome.
So they could double as
say,
good
like, I want to let
coasters.
Laura have them. And then
But I would need like
can't have them, they're for
maybe
you.
3 or 4 at most,
But
and there's like
a winner
8.
back for that
So
shortly.
it's just something I would never
Tonight's,
use, even
word
though I
is
think it's delightful.
alliances, plural.
Alliances, plural.
Go ahead and put that once into our Twitch chat. More than once, you'll be disqualified. And once again, for people in the U.S. and Canada, excluding Quebec because of dumb laws. But we'll be back here shortly.
Because of
We'll see you in a
dumb
bit.
All right, guys. So that's it for episode 57. We're going to do the rest of the live stream, and then we'll be into episode 58. We have consistently hit 50 likes or more every week except one, and that week was the shortest live stream we ever did. It was expected we probably wouldn't hit it. We almost did. If we hung around longer, we would have. But that is why we're getting such short parts on YouTube, because most of it is being done in the live stream or the Patreon Hour exclusive. Every week there is always one of those. You guys know that. So we get Yeza easily released from prison. I didn't think it was ever going to go that easy. I thought they were going to use that against us, even though they're clearly loving us. I don't know how much of it was real and how much wasn't, but at this point I've got to assume they're being pretty real. Unless they're just trying to shower us with gifts and make us feel like we are so blessed to have them that we can trust them with our lives, and then they're going to hammer us with something. At this point, I'm going to have to take them at face value and give them the benefit of the doubt, assume they're doing this out of the kindness of their hearts to thank us. So we get Yeza back. They're also saying we used him for whatever we could. Tell me if I'm wrong. I said it in the episode, but I feel like Yeza was saying flat out, I have info, but I won't talk because I swore I wouldn't, and she'll hurt our child, meaning Daragna. But then wasn't Shadowhand right there listening? He was the one asking the question. I could be wrong with the interpretation of the whole thing. All I know is maybe they're like, it doesn't matter whether you wanted to tell us or not. We got whatever knowledge or information we need. Either way, Yeza's free. They're just like, here you go. Here's Yeza. We don't even have to do anything. We don't even have to beg. They're just like, yep, we got your husband. And Yeza's totally chill about the fact she looks like a goblin, right now at least. They put us up in a nice little room, the Dims Inn, I think it was called. We're going to probably have some drinks. I mean, the way Matt ended it, we went there, we were being escorted there, or did get there, but we really didn't set it up for how we're handling the situation. I don't know if we're going to go right to sleep. We're probably going to have some drinks, maybe get some information, or is it going to just start after the break where we wake up? We didn't really say we were gonna or anything from what I just recall us having happened. So I feel like there's still some things we're going to do before that all goes to bed. And then we'll find out where we're going. I would assume we have to send Yeza home to take care of old Edith and Luke. At least we're all together now like a happy family. Sam was even cracking jokes at Travis that we buttoned this all up in a short amount of time. There's probably only a couple things, like I just said. We just got to, hang out with them, maybe not once a night or two. I mean, it's not like we're in a great area anyway. We're in a rowdy area. So have a moment. We'll send you off, and then we're on to the next one. And who is the next one? I don't know. But we're probably going to have to, play some ball with these people. And we probably want to, because now we got the backing of greatness. I'm going to edit these up. You guys let me know what you think. We'll see you in the live stream. You want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. Full unedited episodes of all the shows on the channel. You'll see the Patreon hour exclusive of every episode of Campaign 2. Live streams Friday, 7:45. We are growing. Hundreds of other movies and shows. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.